You know we
You
gotta have that
awaken
powder.
from nightmares of falling from an impossible height. Heart surging, your eyes twitching. The air reaches your lungs only in short, fleeting gasps. As you struggle to catch your breath, the sweet scent of flowers seizes your attention. The cloud of mist in which you wake quickly dissipates, revealing thick tangle of lush plants. Meager shafts of rose-colored dawn struggle through the canopy. Where are you? Darkness lingers in your mind. A haze of fractured memories and whispered echoes. You remember the mists curling around your limbs like grasping fingers, swallowing sight and sound, tugging you away from everything you knew. Time had no meaning in that void. Seconds stretched into eternity, and eternity collapsed into a single breath. There were whispers in the fog, unfamiliar voices murmuring in tongues both alien and eerily familiar. And then the fall. The sharp earthen scent fills your lungs as you awaken, damp soil pressing against your skin. The oppressive heat clings to you, heavy and humid, beads of sweat forming before you even rise, but the air hums with life. Chirping insects, distant bird calls, the rustle of unseen creatures shifting through the underbrush. Sunlight filters weakly through a dense canopy above, casting dappled patterns of golden shadow across the jungle floor. You are not alone. Scattered around you, 4 others stir. Strangers clad in armor and robes, bearing weapons of war. Their eyes flicker open in confusion and wariness. None of you belong here. Yet here you are. The jungle watches in silence as you take your first breath in this unknown land. Who are these people? Their clothes and weapons? Some look familiar. Others are foreign. Are they friend or foe? Did the mists bring them here as victims or as hunters? Are they the reason you have been taken? You're not sure. They might be asking the same thing about you. The ground beneath you is soft and damp with moisture of the jungle. Vines creeping over fallen logs and gnarled roots, and the scent of those strange flowers is thick in the air. Especially here right now where you're at, it's overpowering in your mind and just filling everything. It feels like you are coated in dust or pollen right now on the very ground which you are laying. And then, distant, within the forest, you hear the sound of deep guttural calls. Not a roar, but impossibly large. A second calls out, reaching throughout the jungle. You have no memory of how you arrived. Only the mists could have brought you here. The why, the where, and the way back are mysteries yet to be unraveled. But can you trust these others around you? Are they allies in your survival? Or are they another danger waiting to strike? The jungle does not give answers freely. It only watches and waits. So, what do you all do? Panning around, each of you have risen simultaneously. You're all brushing yourselves off. You feel the dampness of the soil and water from what is still soft, saturated ground and earth. The vines, Alexander, you accidentally trip a little bit as you step back over a vine that seems to sit there, but even as your foot slides over the top of it, it seems to almost slither like a snake away back into the jungle. You heard the calls of the creatures out there before. None of you has said a word, but you all seem to feel hot, tired, dizzy. You remember your names. You know that you are powerful, that you are strong, that you have the capabilities to strike down all these others that you see in front of you. You remember how. The how, but not the why. Do I hate these people? Have I seen them before? Every time your face scans one of their faces, no memories come back to you as to their names, who they are, where they came from. All you know is you are you and they are them. And the sun is going down.
Alexander will approach, just kind of slowly, no weapons drawn or anything, and he'll kind of just look to everyone and just ask, How were you all brought here? How did we all get here? Because he doesn't know that everyone else got here the same way. He assumes, but he doesn't know.
I cannot say for certain. But this place is foreign to me.
I don't even know what this place is. But I was brought by some other force, some misty mists, I guess.
As was I.
As was I.
That happened to me as well.
Caliban is just like frantically looking around. Just like looking at you guys, looking at his surroundings. Where the fuck are we? Who are you?
I'm going to ask one time. Are we going to treat each other as friend or foe?
I mean, I don't have a reason to consider any of you a foe yet. So I'm on the friend side.
I must check. Nonetheless. As you say, my name is Aurelian. I don't know much about how I got here other than a similar situation to what you have just stated, Alexander. Does anybody remember anything? Where you were before this? Anything?
Literally nothing.
Aurelian, as you know, with your tactical keen mind, it has been a long time since you have forgotten anything. You normally have abilities of perfect recall, something you've seen. You've been renowned within your kingdom, your society, of being able to recall maps that you've only laid eyes on for moments, places that you've only seen thusly for a short period. Yet this is the first time that everything before you, everything in the most recent memory of your mind, not the distant, long memories of years and years ago, everything seems to be blank to you.
What are the rest of your names?
Caliban. I know for certain my name is Caliban.
I'm Rail.
And I am Cesar.
None of us know where we are. None of us have any inkling of how we got here. I am not known as somebody who is just going to stay put. I would like to find answers. But I do not want to do it alone. Would the rest of you be willing to accompany me? And hopefully we can find something that might help us figure something out.
This seems like a very dangerous place. I don't think we should ever go alone.
I need
So I'm with you.
each of you with that to give me a perception check.
First rolls.
Czar and Alexander, you both feel danger in your immediate area, though most of it seems to be coming from the ground beneath you. You happen to pick up Cesar when that vine recoiled from Alexander's touch, and you hear the rustling of leaves and the faint sound of something heavy breathing beneath the earth. Alexander, you pick up on this too, as looking around you hear the sound of groans and gasps, many of them. Then you see, when you look down, Alexander, in the pool, you see just kind of like the water pools that are on the ground within the soaked earth. Something like a humanoid face with slacked jaw, fungus growing out of its head, and teeth bared. Something undead raising its head up out of the muck and looking back into your eyes.
I jump back at all.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It's not. It's just standing up right now. Do you say anything upon saying this out though? Because you guys are the immediate ones. Currently, Aurelian, you hear that sound, but you're not seeing anything. Just the rustling of leaves that go back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, basically he just goes, "Oh, what is that?"
Well, since nobody else is doing anything, I need y'all to roll for initiative.
Let's go! Oh shit! There's a guy right in front of me. I moved back, and he's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
As you see the undead coated in vines and fungus as they rise from the ground, and large creatures adorned with skulls and bodies that seem to rise as clutches of other adventurers, humanoids, something you're not sure, clinging to the underbelly as if coiled in a hardened ribcage of vines underneath. The great bulk of these flowers all around you, releasing spores of that scent that filled your lungs into the air as these corpse flowers seem to exude their bulk from the ground, uprooting themselves.
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
Everybody huddle. Stay together. We can protect each other's flanks. Run here to the center. And I am going to pull out my longbow. And I'm going to target this monster down here. 21 to hit.
Alright, that hits. Alright.
So 6 damage.
6 damage.
Second attack. Same
But
thing.
you could do extra attack with ranged weapons. Holy shit, bro.
Yep.
That's like a huge thing that I just fucking forgot.
16 to hit.
Okay.
That's 10 damage.
Okay.
And then final strike.
Pew pew pew.
19, alright.
Good start.
And
Good damn.
9 pierce damage.
That's lethal damage. So as you go over and you hit it 3 times, I don't know if you're one to do like 3 notched arrows at one time, or if you're just gonna go firing as quickly as you can.
Honestly, as far as Aurelian goes, he is all about, like, there's a slight pang of fear for him right now of the unknown. So I would say the goal is to literally just try to dispatch these things ASAP. So if he can notch 3 arrows in 1, 2, 3, I think he would probably do that. Literally holding them with his fingers like this as he's loosing them.
All right. As you dispatch the zombie closest to you over here, dealing with it, you call out to the rest of your troops. We move on to the next turn, which is Cesar, sorry.
Well, Czar, whatever. So what's this corpse Czar? What do I see when I look over at that thing?
Over here to the left.
Yeah, what do I see when I look over at that corpse?
It's got these kind of legs that are basically vines that kind of like hold up its bulk, but literally the bottom half of its underbelly are made out of corpses and skeletons all mashed together, and then there's this coil of vines that basically holds them all together with big old bulbous plants that spit acid-like stench into the air as it just hangs and coats this whole area around. Thin film of it just burning your lungs as it seems to seep into the air around you.
Alright, I am going to cast a spell. We're going to cast Call Lightning.
Okay.
Ooh. I love that spell.
DC 19.
Yeah.
And for flavor reasons, if you
Okay,
want.
so 1 second. There we go. It fails. It got an 18.
Alright.
Oof.
So we got here.
40-10
Damn.
damage as a bolt of lightning comes down.
That was good.
Okay. Yeah, it's not resistant, so a bolt of lightning comes down and strikes the creature for 23. Over to the next. It's going to be this zombie as it comes up to you, Zara, just kind of like clutching and just groaning as it approaches.
Music is a banger, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I actually really like it. I've been jamming out to it for a while.
This shit's popping.
This
getting me
is
randy.
what the zombies look like.
Oh,
but-
Whoa, dude, that's so cool.
That is actually really cool.
So, and the corpse flower is going to vibrate and shake after it tried to strike you all those times, and you see one of the dangling corpses from underneath its body get sucked up into this mouth or hole that's underneath it as it crunches and bones fall apart, and it digests one of its corpse as a bonus action to heal itself.
You will see one of his swords that's on his back just lift off without him moving an arm, and then he picks his left hand and grabs his other sword and pulls both of them out. I'm gonna use my bonus action to kick up my dancing weapon.
Alright.
The rapier the dancing rapier just floated out of my hilt and then just went straight at the guy in front of me. And then I pulled out the other one with my left hand and slashed across his chest to kill him. This one I ran up and following that same motion I came up with it, and I'm going to try to stab him on this final one.
Alright, that's 26 damage to you, Sir Aurelian. Poison and bludgeoning as it deals it to you with its strike. Those are all of its attacks, though. Doesn't need to consume a corpse. So instead, what it's going to do is pick up this corpse next to it, whoop, and he's going to absorb that corpse into its body. Alright,
I don't know.
it's your turn.
I know, me neither.
Nat 20. Okay.
Holy shit!
Let's go!
First one, baby.
First one, let's go.
Okay.
Fucking obliterate him.
Monks are a little complex, so we'll get used to it. Oh my god! Another nat 20. Alright. Make sure when you roll your damage, you choose crit damage as well. Don't just choose
Holy
damage.
crap.
That is fucking nuts.
Oh my god. Holy shit. 16
I mean, like
damage.
a boss.
That is
Fucking
lethal.
God.
How do you
Damn.
how do you dispatch that thing, man? I gotta. I don't even get to do a fortitude save because crits automatically kill undead.
It was like wailing on it. Is
Okay, you just kind of like take your fist and you just, as soon as the zombie comes up to you, you uppercut straight into its shoulder. And you just kind of like twist it around, and then you just drive your elbow up into its head, and you just knock its spine out basically at the same time, and just falls over into two pieces on the ground. All right, Mr. Aurelian, your turn, sir. You know this is pretty close.
Keep it muted.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
you've defeated most of the zombies, and there's one corpse flower left.
So Aurelian is going to get some of these guys off of Alexander. So he's going to step up here and flank with him.
Woo! That's right, you get triple
Nat 20.
advantage.
Wait, what?
Well, he
He has super advantage.
elvish accuracy.
What the fuck? That's
Yep.
sick.
Yep.
So elvish
You
accuracy.
got a 20.
Yeah, he got a nat 20. So, all right, Mr. Aurelian, what happens when you get a nat 20?
Aurelian flanks, and as he does so, and he has sheathed his blade after that last attack. As he's drawing it again, it glows with a pulsing aura about it, like a golden white light. And as he stabs into this thing, it turns into a crimson, dark purple shade that, as he slices out of this thing, it pulses from the hilt of the sword into his body, filling him with this like silvery white aura, giving him 10 temp HP.
Nice.
That is lethal. How do you want to do it?
I'm just gonna beat it down into the ground.
All right. You just strike this thing, and this, as you come up to it and you're just like punching it, you explode one plant sack as the petals fly off everywhere. Then you take another one and you stretch it out, and you just kind of like chop and just like cut off one of the sacks that goes right into it. And then you just literally, with your two flurry of blows, come up, undercut it from underneath, sending it to the air, and then you undercut it again, sending it even higher into the air as it just falls out on the ground and just splays out as a long dead plant. All the vines unravel like cords on the ground.
Keep your eyes out. Look out for it. North will be this way.
All right, for each of
point
you
out.
guys without dark vision, your perception checks are going to be with disadvantage. For you guys with dark vision, you can make your survival or perception checks as normal.
Roger, Dodger.
Caliban's gonna go ahead and cast light
Oh.
on
Excellent.
on the pan flute that rests on his chest.
Also,
Oh yeah, that looks
Let's
fucking
go.
awesome.
That's dope.
I will recall my dancing rapier before we forget, and then it just disappears.
Okay.
Because I would definitely forget that bitch.
So we're looking for a town, right, or like a settlement of some sort.
We are trying to keep an eye out for some place that might provide us adequate shelter. So
Alright,
a cave somewhere that
Cesar-
would be beneficial.
Cesar's gonna you're gonna see him just kind of stop for a minute and really kind of gather himself. Almost looks like he's meditating a little bit, and he's going to cast Commune with Nature.
Dude, let's go!
Oh. That's sick.
Do you tell the party what you're doing, or do you just kind of sit down in meditation?
No, he's not even sitting. He's just kind of standing there, and you just kind of see him stop and just closes his eyes and just kind of like you can just watch this calm wash over him almost.
Okay.
Hang on, everybody.
So what are you doing with your commune with nature?
It gives me knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you, so... I did gain up to 3 facts, so let's do... let's do... terrain and bodies of water, any celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, and buildings.
Okay.
Ooh.
Give me
That's super cool.
a wisdom saving throw.
Interesting. Okay.
Plot twist.
Ooh, it's not great.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
Christian.
I'm gonna burn my inspo.
There you go.
It's better, not much.
I mean, it doubled.
Double.
It did double.
What was your total? 17?
It's 17.
Okay, you cast the spell, and you begin in tuning yourself into the environment within miles, and you feel there's definitely elementals, fays, fiends, and undead everywhere. Like, absolutely everywhere. It's an overloading sensation in your mind, particularly all those types, and you feel like you just turned on a light and you saw 1,000 cockroaches in the room, basically, right? So you're sitting in there and you feel the presence of them all moving across, running rampant under hill, in the canopies, in the mountain that you see off in the distance. You see the large structural, like, outline silhouette of some kind of a mountain, and you just feel the presence of them all around deep within you, and it's so overwhelming. It feels like things are running roughshod over you, but you get another sense. You sense that just due north, and it feels, you get the flash feeling for a moment, not too far away. You smell spices, cooked food, you get the sense of quiet, beating hearts, connected to the land, and all these feelings of bodies at peace, none of which feel as chaotic as all the other feelings that you're feeling that seem to be becoming rife further north beyond into the jungle, into the far reaches of the island. Behind you feels at peace and strangely disquieted as you hear the ocean waves that come flowing far, far behind you that seem to stretch off and then suddenly end. So as far as you can tell on the land, peace behind you, but chaos forward. And you get that feeling all within a small few seconds before suddenly you see and you look up and you see the large taloned fingernails of a tiger claw grab you by the face and drag you down and pull you to the ground and holding you there until you suddenly feel your physical face being ripped downward, and everybody sees you slam your forehead into the ground, and you hear an echoing laugh into the distance.
Do we all hear the laugh?
No, just him.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll react to that in a second. I just gotta so encampment is south.
North. You feel
North.
Yeah.
North. Ocean is south.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And then surrounded by chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, you're gonna see him hit the ground, and he's going to, as he hits the ground, he's gonna sit up and just, like, he's gonna kind of, like, hold his face, just, like, rubbing his head, like, what the hell was that? And he's, like, breathing heavily. He's gonna look at everybody, and he's just gonna say, "Listen, we are surrounded by many creatures." And when he talks, you can hear on his S's, you can, because you probably can't pick it up through my mic, because my mic sucks, but there's this hissing sound, and just so everybody knows. But yeah, we're surrounded by many creatures.
Encampment north. Water, maybe an ocean south.
How do you know this?
We are in a jungle. It kind of makes sense, right?
Nature told me. I have a rather keen affinity to attune with the world around me.
That is excellent. That'll be a great asset.
Especially around here.
Yes.
Very well. Let us continue northward. Should any of you spot something, is there anybody who's good at reconnaissance? Subterfuge.
Not in my condition.
I'm okay, but I'm not great.
Suddenly, you get this feeling welling up inside you guys. You didn't feel it before when you first woke up. Sense that suddenly you're being watched. The jungle suddenly goes quiet. After you see Zar pick himself up from the ground, many of the nighttime birds that were squawking, the growls that you heard in the jungle, things suddenly eerily drop out. And you hear the ocean waves much clearer, not that many, like a mile or so out from you to the south. And suddenly cracks of thunder and lightning go across the sky as currently you feel like the wind's picking up and everything starts to turn much more chaotic in the sky. Dribbling drops of rain begin to fall on this place. And you know that soon it might start pouring.
I think we need to get going.
We must hurry. Let's at least see if we can try to find a cave of some sorts. I'd much rather not be out exposed to the elements and exposed to whatever it is that we do not know that we might face during the night. I think it is a smart idea to at least bed down. But let us find a safe shelter first.
I second that.
Agreed. Find a path or find... You said you were in tune with nature. Do you have ways of being able to possibly discover something like that? A cave. Some safer area.
There should be a cave about... He's got his eyes closed. You can kind of see him kind of trying to refocus on where, remember where he saw it. Rather 30 or so minutes from here. If we run.
I'll try to push through it, but I'm ready.
As you guys make your way through, despite the cracks of thunder and everything going off in the distance, you guys make it. As you guys enter into the cave, you hear your voices echo as you begin arguing back and forth and reverberating off each of the walls. You start to get the feeling like there's heat in this room. The rocks are feeling very warm despite the cold water that's trickling down them. And you start to feel very relaxed, almost like you're stepping into a sauna somehow. Some steam is starting to kind of hit from the ground here. There's a little bit of light that trickles in still from outside, even as the darkness is taking hold, and then it becomes very, very dim in here. Do any of you guys try to set up a campfire or anything in the dark in here?
I think in general, Aurelian's goal currently is going to be to get at least a a little bit more knowledge of possibly what is around them first before they try to intend to settle down. If the rest of the crew would like to, he is more than willing to stop and allow them to do so. But Aurelian personally wants to gain as much information as possible so that they are not taken advantage of in the wrong situation.
Yeah.
You said there's kind of like that heat or anything, like almost like a sauna. There's no moisture. Is there moisture in the air at all?
There is lots of moisture in the air.
My community nature, if there's a body of water in here, I would have sensed it.
There's no major body of water. There's just basically moisture that's saturated from the humidity from the outside.
Gotcha.
So all of that, where the rock, it feels like a heated room, but the stone itself, because of the cool water running down that seems to be coming from the rain outside as it trickles into this place, there's a small green patch that you can kind of see starting to grow of grass in the middle of the room as you enter. Something in the back of your mind, Aurelian, that you can't help but remember, cutting through the memories, cutting through everything that you've experienced thus far, almost like you had it on replay in your head, but a voice that you're familiar with, you hear their words again.
Life is an endless series of skirmishes with occasional outbreaks of war. Be ready and have a contingency plan.
Aurelian will stop before he leaps off of this. Alexander, are you alright? You seem to take quite the beating back there.
I mean, I think I might have caught some sort of condition from them. I'm not really used to dealing with these type of creatures. I think some rest will probably fight it off.
Very well. You seem quite adept at the sword.
Yeah, I was trained by my father when I was young.
It's nice to have one skilled in the art of the blade at my side.
Yeah, it seems to be you have the same trait.
What about the rest of you?
I'm pretty good with the blade myself, but I didn't want to overtake the show. You guys looked pretty good out there. Seemed pretty capable.
Nonsense. I saw you casting spells like you owned the place back there.
Yeah, you and that flute.
Oh, well. I try.
You'll be a great asset. I don't know what is next for us, but I do believe the most urgent thing on our mind should be to find the closest city. And what of you, Quiet One? I don't think I've ever seen somebody break more bones in a creature without limbs from what it looks like than I got to witness through you.
Yeah, I was trained at the monastery of Hallowed Vows. My father is actually the one that is the leader of it.
And you guys all start to bed down. You start to relax a little bit. You realize as the hours start to drain on, it gets later and later. If there was something here, it would have come back by now, right? The heat stays. It still stays dry. But outside, you, Aurelian, you see what was taking place outside now, despite the quiet that overtook. A great monsoon that has now come over the outside of the land of the jungle. Before was this trickle of rain coming now, and now cascading thunder and lightning, wind swirling about, and you see the sky seems to be going in large circular turns, almost like the eye of a hurricane above the place itself. You feel a small shiver run up your spine as you hear the warlike drums of the thunder off in the distance, bringing you back to the sounds of explosions and screams you've heard before. Give me a perception check. You see high in the sky as your cape's billowing and you're like holding your hand up against the rain as it's just dribbling on you, and all of this is pouring in front of you from the edge of the cave as you look off into the sky, and you see what even looks like a moon or star open on either side, and it looks like two glowing red eyes high in the night sky staring directly at you. You also hear in the distance in the sky the same kind of mocking laughter. Booming like thunder. Each of the laughs sounds in time like a thunderbolt coming down.
I don't know what you are. But I am going to find out. Eventually, I will find everything I need to know about this place.
You return to the quiet of the cave again, as all of the jungle and the island itself seems to be rocked by whatever is taking place outside of the safety and secludity of this place. And because you guys have decided to bed down here in this place, you are not going to have to suffer through the traditional saves and stuff you would have had to do had you decided to try to make it to the encampment and run when the storm hit. You guys found safety here, and you found secludity before everything went to shit outside. No, it's about all you needed. So while you're sitting there resting again, you remember this voice. Who was it?
Oh, yeah.
The voice that speaks to you in your head every time you're about to make a strategic move or think of something. You think of the voice first, and it's like your mind has programmed itself this way, but you don't recognize who it is that's talking to you, or what voice seems to be reaching out to you as desperately as it is. You remember one thing, though, that it told you, and this is because you're in revelry and because of your check, and you remember this voice talking to you and giving you a warning long, long ago when you were a young man.
One day there will come a place where my voice cannot reach you, somewhere in the vast multiverse of space I cannot tread. When that time comes, you must remember my teachings and find a raw material of the land that belies exceptional quality. Carve that substance into my symbol, the knight's horse, and stain it with your blood. Then no matter where you are, my voice may yet be able to reach you. Do this, and you need not fear the darkened halls of any place, ill-made or otherwise.
You remember for some reason, and you don't know why, do you hold a personal symbol of this being on your person?
Yeah, I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull out a red night piece with eyes that seem to shine with starlight.
You know that for something this powerful, and from what you've just remembered your teaching, whenever instances of books or things have read to you precious or exceptional quality, they usually mean a type of gemstone.
Okay.
As to what you've encountered so far, you don't recall any gemstones, but you sit in this cave and you look around. I mean, it's a possibility, but how much noise, how long it would take? You don't have any digging tools. What would it take to get your hands on it? And you don't know what degree of value of what gemstone it should be, but you're thinking it's got to be a type of gemstone or something more valuable than that.
I'm just gonna hold the piece and kind of just clutch it in my fist, and I'm gonna feel the sharp, jagged edges of the piece's mane flowing down the back of this piece, jutting into my fingers, feeling the coarseness of this piece, just looking at it, trying as hard as I can to recall anything, and keep hearing that voice replaying in my head over and over again.
And so,
Yep.
the night passes uneventfully. You guys can take your long rest. Small little carts. You hear the sound of talking up ahead. There seems to be a group by a campfire that are having discussions back and forth, but this does seem to be the closest small little bit of civilization, or at least of other people. Whether they're natives or visitors like you're not too sure. You guys see it from the outside, following this road where wagon trails have led to this spot. And you feel like you could move on if you guys wanted to find maybe a larger set of civilization, or you could approach these other seemingly travelers and see what they have to say.
Well, I think it'd be nice to see some other friendly faces.
I don't think it hurt to make some allies.
Are you insinuating that we're friendly now, Caliban?
You're not friendly?
No, that's what you just said, isn't it?
But you haven't killed me yet. Friendly enough.
Excellent.
He's got away with words.
See him in the corner just like jaunting around.
Always jumping.
Always jumping.
Yes, let's go, let us go see what is up with these people. See if we can't get some more information out of them, possibly. Could be the
I'll let
answer
you
to
guys
some
do
of
the
our
talking.
questions. Oh, but you seem so personable.
I mean, I like to study people, but I'm not a talker.
I jest. You're fine.
Oh, sorry. I've not heard.
I'll pat you on the shoulder a couple times. Let's go see what these people are all about, yeah.
Caliban will pat him too in Castlelight.
Oh my god.
This woman with these two guards, very kind of like slim dress with jewels and stuff on it, and she seems to be talking with a very heavy accent. And there's another one, a lady who has an eye patch with kind of a shawl over her face, and she seems to be also talking at the group over here. There's two other women, a younger girl, a woman with a scar on her face, and there's another gentleman over there in purple robes who's sitting nearby. One of them's being like, "She needs to come with us. It is high time she paid her debt back to my people. Now, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way." Another one, the one with the eye patch, speaking as well, just says, No, she's due back to the Vashti. It is time that she goes and serves the true purpose for our Lord. I will not have you scurry her away back to that hole Moladi where you first found her. One of the women and stuff over here sitting next to the young girl just seems like, none of you will be taking this girl anywhere. She belongs with her own kind. She shall stay here, and that is that. Magda will not let you lay a finger on her.
I'm assuming Aurelian's like kind of slowly walking forward.
I'm probably honestly leading up the group, so.
He'll just kind of like prevent you from moving too much further to get your attention, and then he'll just say, "They seem to be in a quarrel of some sort. I can hear them talking about some girl and who's gonna take her in certain directions. Seems to be kind of maybe gonna turn hostile."
The girl steps forward a little bit and she's like, I already gave your belonging back to you. It's not my fault that somebody else came along and stole it. Just leave me alone. I've left Muladi and I'm not going back. And then they just kind of, the woman here kind of narrows her eyes, looking, just says, not Muladi. Not anymore. And you will come back. One way or another. You see suddenly she seems to reach up with her hand, brandishing it towards the girl. And in a quick snapping motion, the girl suddenly flies into her arms over here. The women over here cry out as the young girl here, she wraps one arm around her waist and she bites into her neck. The two guards at the same time turn around, suddenly drawing their swords, looking at you all standing there. And within an instant, all four of them disappear.
Holy shit.
It was hot until it wasn't.
You just see as soon as they disappear, it's almost like pff, they turn into like purple mist, or there's like a residue left behind that is just gone. And the woman over here with the eye patch screams, and she's just kind of like, Saya! Damn it!
Hey! Hail!
Intruders! She calls
Friends.
out, pointing.
Friends seeking for shelter, seeking for information. We are not hostile. We don't bring weapons. We don't bring arms. We don't bring violence.
Well, we do bring weapons, but...
Shh. Quiet.
Man steps forward. Many have approached our village with much the same mindset and turned on us, as you have just seen. Why should we speak with you? Have you come to steal more of our own?
We have just happened upon this island. We not know where we are.
Island?
Wherever this place is.
You are outsiders?
Yes.
He turns back towards the woman and her face becomes very grave and very serious. Her smile fades. How many of you are there? She asks.
5.
5. Looks at the other two. The one with the eye patch approaches. She's like, to whose allegiance do you hail? Knives? Offlanders?
We don't know of what you speak.
She's going to do an insight check against you. turns back towards them. She's like, I don't have time for this. If these are truly outsiders, Tavashni needs to be warned. The rest of you, deal with them. She just kind of walks through you. And she just kind of like passes a look really quickly at Czar. And her face becomes very grave, very horrified suddenly. And she just quickly hurries back to a horse that she has staged over here and begins to mount it. The other two just stand there with their arms crossed. They're not making any violent moves against you or anything. But the woman here just kind of like puts her hand on her head and she's like, Magda will want to speak with you. And you see, she kind of looks back over at the cart, well over here.
We are amenable to speaking. We just seek information.
If it's information you seek, then Magda will be able to help you. But if you have evil intentions, I can't promise your safety.
She may talk to me then. I have no evil intent. I don't believe any of us have evil intent. Like I said, we have just happened upon this place and we do not know where we are.
The man just kind of shakes his head at her. Should we really leave them alone with her? Despite her capabilities? She just looks back at him. Magda will judge for herself if these are true of heart. Go, see Magda, but you will all go in at once. I don't want to see any of you sneaking around.
Of course.
You guys proceed to the...
Oh, evil intentions here.
Yeah.
As you guys approach the cart, you see a sign on the left-hand side that says, Magda's Macabre Masquerade. All in big lettering and stuff written. There's a few masks and stuff hanging from it, along with several adornments, a dead fox that's hung upside down, and a couple other weird bones and knickknacks that seem to be circling around it. Inside, you smell strong incense, lavender, and porridge of some kind that seems to be on a table in the middle of the room.
Reminds me of home.
Charming
Well,
place.
Do these two react to me when I walk by like the other person did?
Are you trying to move stealthily or hiding
No.
your face? Okay.
No.
They don't seem to look at you with any sort of major surprise or shock. I mean, the rest of you are all passing by, and you all just kind of... They're busy talking to each other at close range. They're keeping an eye on you, but they're not looking specifically at you very closely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elliot, you seem to have a way with words. I'm gonna let you just keep on leading the group, and then I'm gonna give you a point of bardic inspiration.
Oh boy. Here we go. This is where it all goes downhill.
Let's say, before we get into this, do we want to call it here?
I'm about to leave off on a cliffhanger, so... Just making sure I have everybody's stuff here.
What did they call this lady again?
Magda.
Magda. Okay.
So you enter in through the front, and there doesn't seem to be anybody inside. Once you reached it, you see cards on a table, kind of like sprawled out, a lit candle, many weird carved knickknacks and things. Shortly after you do enter, though, you do hear a small voice from behind a curtain in the room. Oh, good of you to enter into my tent. What is this? Outsiders! A blessing or a curse, I wonder. Please, please, sit at my table. We have much to talk about.
Excellent. Talking is the one thing we wish to do right now.
A woman comes from behind the curtain.
Oh my god.
Bent
I like her already.
over, eyes seemingly whited out, one drips lazily as she holds up a deck of cards.
Nice.
Oh no!
So you have come to old Magda's cart to seek your future and your fare. The truth of Sri Raji may test you yet, but the future, that is always uncertain. That's where we'll leave it for now.
Nice.
Oh,
Very good.
he's actually got cards.
Yeah, those look sick.
Oh, I am
I knew
so
about- I
scared,
knew
but I
about
am
the
so
cards.
excited.
I knew about the cards that he had beforehand, so that one wasn't a shock to me. But that was cool.
I had no idea.